As we begin to talk about angles and angle measures, it's important that we learn how we name angles or identifying angles and their parts. And in the naming convention, the vertex is always going to be in the center. Now, what makes up an angle? An angle is made up by two rays or two segments or two lines that come together at a common endpoint. And that common endpoint is the vertex. And we're going to have a few examples of how we would name certain angles and identify certain parts. And we start off here with it's asking us in this diagram. This looks like a campus diagram. I don't know if these are streets or sidewalks, but that we see here. But it says, what is the vertex of angle 5? Well, let's see where angle 5 is. Well, I can see that angle 5 is right here. So there's angle 5, and the vertex of angle 5 is right here at point C. And so we can then thus conclude that the vertex of angle 5 is C. Then it asks us to name the sides of angle 5. Well, we've got a ray, and I see that it's a ray because there's a arrow right here at the end of that. And there's a ray down here. I see that. So I got two rays that have come together. These rays make up the sides of this angle. And we were asked to name the sides, and so we then can say that if we start there from the vertex, well, ray CA is a side, C, and you can see A up here, and then therefore also the next side is going to be ray CJ. There's J right there, point J. All right, let's go to the next one. Write another name for angle LCE. Well, first I want to do is identify LCE. Let me get this blue. Well, here's L. There's C. There's E. C is at my vertex, and you'll notice right here in LCE, the vertex is in the middle of this naming convention. And I've got about 3 or 4 different ways I could, different names that I could write for this. LCE. Write another name for LCE. Well, I could go back the other way, come from the other side, and we could say that this is angle ECL. That would be another name for LCE. ECK, angle ECK would also be another name. And then I could go the other way, start with K, as long as my vertex is in the center, angle KCE. Let's see, there's a total of 4 names. Oh, I could also name this angle 4. Now, when I name it using the sides, I always want to have that vertex in the center of my naming convention. That is important, and you can see that in these right here. C's in the middle, C's in the middle, C's in the middle, because C is the vertex there. All right, let's see now. Next thing, name a point in the exterior of CLH. Let's find CLH first. Okay, so CLH is coming CLH. It's coming that way. And this obviously extends all the way up here. In other words, I could name that ALH. I could name that BLH. All of those would be proper names for that angle. And if I look at this angle, everything on the interior of this angle, any point there is on the interior of the angle, where the angle opens up. That's the interior. So if we're going to name a point on the exterior, well, right there, D, that's on the exterior, and E is on the exterior. So I could say either D or E is on the exterior. So there we go. We've looked at some angles and their parts on this diagram here of this campus, using their sidewalks or streets or whatever that may be. The important takeaway: when you're going to identify an angle, you identify it by a side vertex side. The vertex is always in the center. That helps you identify where the angle really is and how to identify it on a schematic. Be persistent, consistent, diligent, do a little bit every day. Expand your knowledge base. Become a great mathematician.